Hello. And today we'll be playing By Your Hands. So we're about to start. I forgot what day it is, but anyway, we're going to start the newest day for Owen. This will also be the final day for the first arc. Okay, so we're about to start day 6. Good morning. Sorry for not texting you last night. Got caught up and stuff. But Mom and Dad said it's fine for you to come over today if you still want to. Olivia's out running some errands, so she can pick you up if you like. Sorry again for not texting. It's good, man. Don't worry. Sounds good, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it too. But I'm wet, yeah. Sorry. It's just that Mom can be a bit much, so I'm sorry in advance. Not sure what that's supposed to mean, but thanks for the warning. Still, it'll be great just to see you and hang out with you. Yeah, I'll text Olivia and let you know when she's on her way. Alright, see you soon. I hopped out of bed with a jaw-cracking yawn, rolled at my eyes and stretched with a long, strained groan. Owen had kind of kept me hanging, but I wasn't gonna hold it against him for what he and Olivia had said back at the pier. Talking to the parents sounded like a process. But we finally had plans all set. All I had to do was get ready. Weekends at the lab were usually pretty uneventful. There weren't really any tests to run, no appointments with Dr. Tanya or any of the other researchers, nothing. I'd either stay in my room and take the time for recreation or walk to the lab grounds for a while. Back when I was a little and Connor was still around, those were our days to hang out with Camille. For the past few years, it was either just me and a crocodile or me by myself. Now I had another friend of my own to hang out with, and maybe if things kept going well, there might come a time when all four of us would get to spend time together. For the time being, though, I was to the bathroom to shower to take care of my morning business. Grabbed some fresh, clean clothes and got myself dressed. Gathered up some of my books and binders in case we decided on having some kind of impromptu study session. Put them into my bag and made my way downstairs. Dr. Abraham was sitting on the couch in the living room, thumbing through a few reports. Technically, it was his day off, but that usually just meant he would work from home instead of in the main labs. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen him not working or something or the other. The Agama grunted when I passed by, keeping his eyes locked onto the pages in his hand. I grabbed him a greeting in return. Just when I was about to head out the door, he cleared his throat. He must have caught sight of my bag slung over my shoulder. When he heard that I was going to hang out with a friend from school, however, he praised my remarkable efforts to improve my socialization skills and build a network of acquaintances. I left out what exactly I was hoping would happen while hanging out with this particular acquaintance, of course, as Connor had always liked to say. What he didn't know wouldn't hurt him. A short while after I stepped out the house, I got another text from Owen. Olivia was parked on the street outside the lab complex, so I hurried over to the entrance gate. And there she was. Hey, good morning. How is it? How's it going? It's going pretty good. Good to hear. I reached for the front passenger door, but hesitated. Gavin wasn't there, so the seat next to Olivia was unoccupied, but I sat in the back seat the day before. Would it be better to do it again? Or would that be rude? What are you waiting for? Hop in. Oh, okay. Guess I answered that. I opened the door and climbed in next to a female orca, and off we went. The waiter was playing a song I'd never heard before, a mellow, breathy voice, repeating a few simple phrases in time to a heavy bass beat, accompanied by a light, plucky, simple tune. The final car still smelled faintly of Gavin and his grass. I had to rub my stinging nostrils while trying to get as used to it as I could. And even so often I glanced from the view passing by outside the passenger side window over to the female orca, catching her glancing over at me in return. Just curious, I suppose. There wasn't much I could think to do other than not your style. You can change it if you want. No, it's fine. I've just never heard anything like that. I sat in my seat, putting more of my focus on the slow, rhythmic beat. Without even realizing, I started nodding my head in time to it. It's good. She glanced back over, the corner of her lips nearest to me perking upwards. Yeah. We both settled back into silence, her focusing on the road ahead while I continued nodding along to the song. As I started picking out words and phrases, the entire lyrics, my thoughts started wandering. The sentiment was pretty sweet, actually, wanting someone you love close by all the time. It made me think of Owen. Nice voice, huh? I hadn't realized that I had started singing along. Oh, sorry. Nah, seriously, it's fine. You're no Gavin, but that's a compliment. A tiny laugh echoing the playfulness from the night before. With things getting a little more comfortable between us, I started. I remembered Owen telling me about it on Monday, but back then he hadn't exactly been verbal on the subject. Are you still in school? Nah, I already graduated, and I'm trying to go professional. I quite huff. Oh, cool. Where do you practice then? At the Majestic downtown. Yeah, I know it's not exactly big time, but you gotta start somewhere, right? Right, yeah. And not that long, clueless. And what are you practicing? Well, right now we're doing rehearsals for Cyanide and Silk. I just got a background role this time, but I'm really hoping to get one of the leads in, and then none remain when auditions open up next month. Hopefully Iron pulls the stick out of his ass before then. I swear that guy's got something against me or something. But at least Dave's cool. And on she went, just like Owen. Again, I was clueless, since I'd never been taken to an actual theater before. While my curiosity and interest were both piqued, I couldn't help but smile as I listened and nodded along to her telling me about rehearsals at the Majestic. About Ian and Dave, the directors in charge of everything, and all the other actors she was working with. About being glad her car was finally out of the shop so she could drive herself instead of having her and Owen's mom drive her around as she had on Monday. Meant she could drive around with Gavin too, so they could go out after rehearsals were finished. Is he in a play too, or no? He works for the theater as a stage hand. That's how we met, actually. The white parts of her face were getting a little pink. Oh, cool. Must be nice getting to work with him, though. Yeah, it is. With things getting a little more comfortable between us, I started. I wiped my nose, still feeling the slight tingling of that pungent smell from the day before. Yeah, don't mind him. He just likes to mess around with people. If he gets too far, just give him a whack. His words. I'll keep that in mind. I quite laughed as I shifted in my seat. He's pretty chill, actually. Some may say too much so, but yeah, when he's not being completely incorrigible, he's pretty alright. Despite the somewhat cool tone to her voice, the expression on Olivia's face was warm. So the two of you are dating? Thought that was pretty obvious, little bro. There was the slightest hint of a smirk on her lips. Yeah, I guess so. I just meant, let me guess, you're asking yourself how someone like me could fall for someone like him. A prim and proper lady with a ragged, no good, no future druggie. That snort she let out could probably break stone with the force of all the contempt the contempt it held. I felt myself tensing up, but breathed in and out and shook my head. That's not what I meant. I was just thinking it sounds kind of like me and Owen. As soon as the words were out of my mouth, I felt heat bloom across the bridge of my snow. Not like that. I didn't mean just hanging out and having fun doing stuff together. That's how me and Owen have been doing things over the week. It's been nice. So yeah. Hmm. Sorry for biting your hair off there. That's okay. Just next time we're all in the car together, can you make sure to keep the window rolled down? I saw her tentative closed lip smile. She stared at me for a long moment before relaxing back in her seat with a quiet sigh. One that almost sounded like a soft laugh. Yeah, can do. With things getting a little more. She was his sibling. He was my friend. That was something we had in common, something to dispel what was left of the awkward tension between us. Her expression softened a bit, even as she kept her gaze on the road ahead. Are you being good to him? Yeah, I'm trying to. He's really, he's a really good guy. If he's quiet sometimes, and other times, well, he can't be quiet enough. I wouldn't put it that way. She let out a quiet huffing laugh and glanced over at me. Don't worry, I know what you mean. When he gets when he gets going, he really gets going. Yeah, exactly. But I think it's kind of neat how he gets so passionate about stuff. She stared straight ahead, silent for a long moment. Just when I was starting to feel my shoulders tightening back up, she spoke. I think he's really needed something like this, so thank you for that. No problem. He's helping me out just as much as I'm helping him, and not just with like studying and stuff. Oh, so it's transactional then. That wasn't what I trailed off as she burst into laughter and gave me a wide smile. Ah, Gavin's right. You are too easy. Relax, I get what you mean. And I'm glad. I rolled at my nape, a small smile on my own, pulling my lips upwards. I am too. Off in the distance, I could see the glint of sunlight on water. We were moving away from the downtown area towards the coast. My grip tightened on my knees, but Olivia merged onto an off-ramp that took us around a wide curve, and then we were driving down a long boulevard of large houses surrounded by high walls. She turned onto a driveway leading to a large gate like the one outside the lab complex and made her way through. And here we are. I stared out the passenger side window and the manicured hedges and orderly flower beds all around us. The perfectly kept lawn and the pathway leading up to the entrance of the Organ's house. The wall surrounded the entire lot, not exactly the white concrete of the lab complex, but similar enough to spark a hint of familiarity. Nice place. I reached down with stiff fingers to undo my seatbelt, then turned to open the passenger door. Before I could, however, Olivia cleared her throat with a small, polite cough. Before we go in, there's something I wanted to say. Confused blinking, I turned to look over at her. She was hunching over in her seat, her eyes locked onto the dashboard, her own stiff hands kneading the steering wheel with a tight grip. What's wrong? Look, I kind of hinted at this yesterday, but Mom could be very strict and high-strung and a lot to deal with. She let out a quiet huff, then continued with a small note of bitterness in her voice. You probably won't have too much to worry about, but just keep in mind to be cool when she's around, okay? Be cool. Yeah, say please and thank you. Yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. And don't say anything you wouldn't say to one of your professors, okay? And Don't say anything you wouldn't say to one of your professors. Okay. I nodded, already straightening up in my seat. I understand. Good. And sorry in advance. With that, and an apologetic grimace, she turned away to undo her seatbelt. Curiosity got me opening my mouth, and I spoke up before I could think better of it. What about your dad? Another sigh. He's fine, I guess, but he can be kind of annoying sometimes. He doesn't mean to be. He's just be cool, okay? Oh, sure, okay. With a nod of approval, Olivia opened the driver's side door and climbed out. I got out of the car as well, then made my way over to follow her into the house. White, bright and sterile. I was so focused on keeping my jaw and neck and shoulders and back from tensing up that I almost didn't notice Owen moving over to greet us. Hey, there you are. He looked from me to Olivia and back again, shifting from foot to foot. Thanks for doing this, Olivia. Yeah, no problem. If you want Rex, I could drive you back home whenever, too. In the meantime, I gotta tell Dad I took care of things at the bank, and it was then that an older female orca swept into the room. Olivia, there you are. Oh, this must be Rex. Yes, ma'am. It's good to meet you. And the same to you. Owen's told me so much about you. Are you two having a little study session today? Well, we kind of wanted to hang out up in my room, but we might do some studying for a while. It's just the first week, so there's not much homework, but that doesn't mean we can't try to get ahead. Owen, you know it's not good to coop yourself up in your room all day if you're Owen, you know it's not good to coop yourself up in your room all day, but if you're spending time with your friend, I suppose it's alright. I'll check in on you two later. Okay, thank you, Mom. After you, Rex. Do not make... Mm-hmm. Oh, you know it's not good to coop yourself up in your room all day. But if you're spending time with your friend, then I suppose it's alright. I'll check in on you two later then. Okay, thank you, Mom. As for you, Rex, do make yourself at home, but please take your shoes off out here in the foyer. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me over. Oh, of course, it's the first time Owen's brought any friends over. I was starting to worry he'd just spend the whole year setting himself away in his room all weekend again. Make sure you drag him out for some fresh air every so often, alright? Yes, ma'am. Alright, I'll leave you two alone for now, then have fun. Thank you, Mom. This way, Rex. You can put your shoes on the hall tray. Okay? Under the watchful eye of Owen's mother, I placed my shoes on the bottom shelf of the tall, flat, cabinet-looking thing against the nearby wall of the branchless, leafless hall tree. Then I moved to follow Owen up the stairs and down a short hallway which led to the male orchid's bedroom. As soon as he shut the door behind us, all the tension and anxiety gusted out of him in a heavy sigh. So, here we are. Yeah, here we are. The bright, too familiar sterility of the foyer no longer surrounded me. I could take a deep breath of my own to look around the room. Owen's room. The bookshelves and desks on one wall, and the lawn dresser on the other one. The door to what I could only presume was his closet, a bedside table, and a large bed. Large enough for both of us, with plenty of room to spare. I coughed to clear my throat, ignored the heat across my snout, and put that out of my mind for the moment. So, what now? He opened his mouth. He closed it, looking away. He mumbled to himself and swore, looking just as lost as I felt. I felt another look around the room, trying to get some inspiration from the books on the shelves, the laptop on his desk, the TV and game consoles on his dresser, and the heft of the bag of my soda as I set it down near his bed. Is that a no? Owen huffed and crossed his arms over his chest, tilting from foot to foot. That's kind of the only thing we're doing. That's kind of the only thing we've been doing all week, but I guess if we want to. He had a point. I mean, we hadn't had much of a chance to do anything else together other than going to the pier with Olivia and Gavin the day before. And now it was just us. With a quiet cough to clear my throat, I gave the orca a shrug. You know what? Never mind. How about, there was a knock on the door and then it swung open. Both Owen and I straightened up and shifted away from each other as an older male orca lumbered in. Owen, how's it going there? Fine. Good. And is this Rex? Hello there. His smile was bright as he offered a hand to me. I gripped and shook it, firm and polite, just as Dr. Abraham had taught me to. It's good to meet you, sir. Nice grip on you. Good to meet you, too. He gave my hand a squeeze before releasing it. I'm sorry I didn't greet you when you arrived. It looks like Owen's got you settled in alright, though. You two having fun up here? Yes, sir. We've mostly just been hanging out. Movement by the doorway caught my eye, and I glanced over. Owen's mother was peering into the room, looking back and forth between the three of us. Thank you for allowing me to come over. Of course, I'm just glad Owen's finally getting himself some friends to spend time with. I'll leave you two to it. If you need anything, just ask, okay? I'll be downstairs in the office, so swing on by and say hey. Will do, thank you, sir. Thank you, Dad. The older orca turned to make his way back out, reaching to close the door behind him as he did so. Your dad's nice. You okay? Oh yeah, I'm okay. He heaved out a heavy, long-held sigh, the titsem bleeding out of his shoulders and jaw. Do you want to get back to it, or we could just do something else you want? Sure, I guess. I reached into my bag, rifling around, and pulled out the book he lended me earlier in the week. I finished this one last night, actually. It was really, really good. Oh, you finished Valorous Hearts? The orca accepted the book from my hands, looking it over while he moved to set it on his desk. What did you think? I really liked it, and I could see what you meant about it being adapted. There was a lot going on, and I can't imagine them being able to get away with showing a lot of the stuff that happened. Exactly, and yeah, there's a lot that debatably goes too far, but that's the whole point. What Francois and Eddie and everyone went through and how it all affected them by the end of the war. And if you just show it on screen with an actor or don't even show it at all, then you don't get that in-depth look into their hands at. A deep breath in, and then he gave me an apologetic grimace. Sorry. Don't be. I agree. I just wish it didn't end the way it did for everyone. But like you said, that's the whole point. Yeah. Sorry if it was a downer. If you want, I could let you borrow another book that's more lighthearted. You can settle in and read it for a bit, and I can, Owen trailed off as a thought seemed to occur to him. Baby, he hesitated, breathed in deep, breathed out, slow and even. Maybe I could read it to you? My brows flew upward at that. But come to think of it, you know what? I think that would be nice of me. I think that would be kind of nice. His face broke into a giddy grin, and he darted over to the bookshelf to start looking for his next recommendation. Okay, go ahead and sit on the bed, I guess, or you can lay down if you want. I'll sit with you. You can just relax and listen while I read it. And that's what he did. The worker's voice was soothing to listen to, and as he started reading one chapter, then moved on to the next, and then the next. And he was right. The book, the story he picked out was much more lighthearted, even comedic, and sometimes, at some points, I almost didn't notice the time passing by. We both jerked upright and away from each other as the door swung open. No, not this time. Hello, boys. Everything still okay up here? Yes, Mom. We're okay. Alright. I just thought Rex might want to get some fresh air. Have you stuck him with the pool yet? Not yet. Well, your father just had it cleaned, and we don't want to let it go to waste, right? Do you like swimming, Rex? I swallowed hard around the tightness in my throat. It was hard to keep my stiffened shoulders from hunching up, but somehow I managed. I've never really been anywhere with a pool, so... Well then, you're welcome to use ours. Thank you, ma'am. She nodded, huffed, continued to linger just inside the doorway. Are you too hungry? I can have some lunch made for you. Just make sure you come down to eat it in the dining room. No, thank you, Mom. We'll come down later. He glanced over at me, and I shrugged. I wasn't feeling all that hungry at the moment myself. Alright, I just wanted to check in since you two have been cooped up in here for a while. Another small, polite smile thrown my way, and then she shot Owen a pointed look. I'm sure Rex will appreciate having lunch at least after being invited over. I know. But thank you, Mom. We'll have lunch later. We're kind of in the middle of some stuff right now. Alright, I just wanted to check in. I'll see you two later. Owen's mother turned around with another soft huff, lingering for one more moment before making her way out of the room. After a long and uncomfortable silence, Owen sighed and got up and went to close the door. I could see him gripping the doorknob tight with a trembling, tensed-up hand as he did so. Sorry. I was doing my best to be cool, just like Olivia had said, but it looked to me like the orca could use some reassurance after all that. He took in a deep breath, let it out, slow and even, looked over at me, then away again, heaving out a quiet sigh. Fucking. Continuing to mutter to himself, the orca went to open one of his drawers. I watched, confused as he pulled out a few pairs of socks, then moved to shove them into the crack under the door. What are you doing? Making it so that they can't just barge in when they want. A few more grunts, some more shoving, and then he tested his impromptu blockade. The door still opened, but just a little, and it seemed to be taking a lot of effort to pull against the friction of the weighted up socks between it and the carpeted floor. Yeah. I guess that works. More rubbing and scratching at my nape. So, do you want to get back to it? Owen clenched and unclenched his fist, then flapped his hands once while holding them close to his chest. I'm not really in the mood anymore. Sorry. It's cool. In that case, I took another look around the room, trying to think of what we could do to get Owen's mind off of things. I gestured at the laptop on the uncle's desk. His eyes lit up, and he nodded. Sure, what do you want to watch? I felt awkward and unsure. My eyes darted over to a particularly interesting corner of the room as I shrugged my stiff shoulders. Whatever you want to watch, I guess. It wasn't like I had anything in particular in mind. I mean, sure, I watched stuff with Camille off and on, kinda too, back when all of us had been young. But they always been the ones picking stuff out where I had just gone along with whatever. The orca furrowed his brow. His jaw worked a few times. He spent a few moments wondering to himself. Finally, with his own gaze averted, he spoke up in a sigh and halting murmur. There's a movie that I saw a while ago that I really liked, but it's anime, so I don't know if you'd be up for something like that. I blanked. If you think it's good, then sure, let's watch it. Okay? He grabbed his laptop from the desk, fiddling with an unplugged power cord. With a bright and eager smile, he carried it over to set it down on the bed. You can make yourself comfortable, and I'll get it set up. Do you want any snacks? I could go get us some snacks. Another hesitant, awkward chuckle. I might not be as sexy, Mado, but I can take care of things while you just, relax. Mado. And there was the bright pink blooming on the white parts of his face again. I made. It's an anime joke. I was just, sorry. It's fine. You are sexy, so. As soon as the words were out of my mouth, I felt a surge of heat across my snout. Owen ducked his head, shifted from foot to foot, and smiled. Thanks. You too. Gonna go get those snacks now. I'll be back soon. And then he was out of the room, leaving me to settle in and wait for him. When he returned holding a large bowl of chips in his arms, fish skin, he said with a side smile. When I asked, he offered them to me with a small stiff bowl. I took a few munching on them as he settled in beside me to get the movie set up. They were good, actually, really good. And when I said so, he relaxed and admitted they were his favorite. With that, we both fell silent and put our focus on the computer screen. I'll admit I was a little confused at first while listening to the opening narration, two of the characters speaking together about a feeling of missing something they couldn't remember. It only got more complicated from there, switching bodies, slowly getting to know someone an entire world away, experiencing things they never had before. Oddly, I wonder what it would be like to wake up one day in Owen's body here in his bedroom, and to have him wake up in mine. A sharp snort as I put a quick and decisive stop to that train of thought. When the movie ended as the credits rolled while a sweetly melancholic song in a language I couldn't understand played, the two of us were left sitting in pensive silence. How was it? Good. That was really, really good. I reached up to scrub the wet heat out of my eyes, feeling the pressure that had been building up for the past half hour or so slowly ease away. I really liked it. I'm glad. He sniffled, scrubbed at his own face a few times and looked over at me. I could see the blush on his face as he pressed in a little closer against my side. Owen, are you alright? Yeah. I just, he flushed face, chest heaving slightly with every breath, and smell musk of arousal, fresh but still masculine and potent. There was one more second of breathless hesitation, and then I want to do stuff with you, Rex. Sex stuff. Straight to the point in a way that got something in my mind, that got something in my hindbrain rumbling with approval. What about your parents? My eyes darted over to the closed door. He huffed as a scowl fitted across his face. Forget about them. I wanted this. I've been wanting this whole time you've been here. I just His chest continued to heave for a moment. Deep breath in, harsh and gusty breath out. Do you want it too? That's something in my hind that something in my hindbrain had an immediate answer, as did the fluttering in my chest and the throbbing between my legs. I wanted it. Even without me saying anything, Owen seemed to get the message loud and clear. His hands flexed and grabbed the hem of both his inner and outer shirts to pull them up and off in one rough tug. After dropping them to the floor, he unbuttoned and unzipped his pants, which fell down around his ankles. Then, with what almost seemed to be contempt, he shoved his underwear down as well. And there he was. What do you think? And that smooth, flesh, curvy, cushy softness, the flesh on his face, and the look in his eyes, and that wasn't even getting into what else he had. Wow. His expression softened, and he looked away while drawing himself up to sew off everything. Glad you liked it. You do like it, right? Oh yeah, I like it a lot. I'm just surprised that you, he gestured to his naked body and discarded clothes. He just shrugged in response. What can I say? You make me feel comfortable. Do you wanna? His gaze moved back, his gaze moved back down below my waist and stayed there. Yeah, let me just. Under the orca's watchful gaze, I undressed myself as well. Socks, shirt, pants, underwear. Wow, glad you liked it. With a tiny smirk of my own, I leaned back on the bed and spread my legs, showing off everything. So, how do you want to do this? Can I? Slow, tentative, but eager, he reached out towards my chest. His hand hovered inches away from my pec, sending sparks through my hindbrain. Tensing and throbbing, pulsing, fingers twitching as my breath hitched. Yeah, go on. Contact. Smooth flesh running over my scales, a pressure of his fingertips and palm of my muscles. I couldn't help but flex a bit, eager to demonstrate my strength. And when I met his gaze and reached out towards him, he let me feel over his body in return. His shoulders and arms, his chest, his belly, his hips, down to his thighs. I touched him and he touched me. The entire week had been leading up to that moment, and it was well worth the wait. The two of us ended up lying together on Owen's bed, wrapped up in each other's arms. He was heavy on top of me, but it actually felt pretty nice, especially when he laid his head down on my chest, breathing in and then out with that adorable look on his face. You feel nice. So do you. I tightened my arms around him, and he shifted in my grip into a more comfortable position. Another breathe in, then slow, contented sigh. And is the smell okay? I tried to clean up really good before you came, but I don't know if it's still, He trailed off. The white parts of his face flushed a deep and sinful pink. You smell just fine, man. To demonstrate the point, I dipped down to snuffle against him. He stiffened in more ways than just the one, but didn't pull away as I took a deep breath in through my nose. Okay. Go on and do that if you want. I wasn't gonna turn down the invitation. My nose stayed pressed against his skin and continued to just breathe in and out while holding him close. My hand stroked along his back while he needed my sides and hips. My tail brushed against his, and I could feel that sturdy length pressing against mine in return. Of course, that wasn't the only pressure I could feel. Rex, do you want to try doing stuff now? Like actual, stuff? Another deep breath in, my arms flexed as I tightened my embrace a little more, feeling him and his desire pressing in close against me in my own. Me too. I just thought, since we've been talking about it the last few days, yeah. My hands continued to wander up and down his back. His hands continued to knead along my sides, making my tail twist against his. Don't get me wrong, I really want to have sex with you too, like a whole lot. But this is nice too. Really, really nice. Had I been too blunt? Did I make him uncomfortable? I felt the orca start shaking against me and loosened my grip so I could look down at him. My mouth was already open, ready to apologize, but he was laughing. Thank you, I really needed that. No problem. My tensed up shoulders relaxed once more, and I settled back onto the bed underneath the orca. Listen, Owen, I don't just want to have sex with you. I like just hanging out and having fun with you too. My arm squeezed a little tighter around him. I stared up at the ceiling, just listening to him breathing, feeling it fanning over my scales, just trying to put all my thoughts in order. This is fun, like this. This is fun. I like this. Thank you. He gave me a squeeze in return. I'm having a lot of fun too. His eyes clouded over for a moment, but then he shook off whatever had come over him. Orca looked up at me, hesitated, and then smiled. You're kind of the best friend I've ever had. There was a warm flutter in my chest at that, and I feel the same way, by the way. About sex and about liking this, I'm glad. I like you, Owen. I like you too, Rex. We stayed like that for what felt like hours, just enjoying the feeling of being close to one another. As much as I wanted to, though, we couldn't just lay in each other's arms forever. He shifted against me, his grip loosening, and then rolled off. For another moment, we laid side by side, the orca's head tucked into the crook of my neck, and then he sat up to start getting dressed. I took a moment to appreciate the view before doing the same, and I could see Owen's eyes lingering on me in return. Once we were both moderately presentable, we straightened up Owen's room a bit before heading downstairs to grab some lunch, hoping all the while to avoid any more awkward interactions with his parents. But there was no sign of them or Olivia anywhere downstairs. Owen led me through the bright, sterile foyer and through a doorway into a bright, sterile dining room with a long table. Through the windows all along the length of one wall, I could see the swimming pool Owen's mom had mentioned. It looked almost as big as the one on campus. So we should have some meal preps, but a lot of them are fish. But if you're okay with that, then I can pop one in for you if you like. Huh? Oh, sure. That sounds pretty okay to me. Great. Go ahead and sit down, and I'll go get it for you. He gestured towards another doorway, and I complied with a grateful nod and smile, while the orca made his way into what I presume was the kitchen. I sat down in one of the chairs facing away from the windows, breathing in deep, letting it out slowly, allowing my eyes to wander and my fingers to tap on the tabletop while waiting for Owen's return. I straightened up in my seat when Owen's mom passed by, a manila folder tucked under one of her arms. She glanced over, gave me a tight-lipped smile, and continued on her way. A door opened somewhere down the hall, then shut. Owen returned at long last, a large black tray in either hand. Here you go. A warm and eager smile as he set one tray down before me, then took a seat as well. Within sat a carefully arranged pile of fried wings and lemon wedged up in one corner and a small cup of spicy-smelling red sauce in the other. Have you ever had calamari before? Can't say I have. No. What is it? I picked out a particularly large piece, gave it a sniff, then popped it into my mouth. Beneath the crunchy breading, it was chewy, savory. Squid. Huh? I kept chewing for a moment, then swallowed. It's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Tried it tried it with the sauce. I did so and found that I actually kind of liked it. The two of us dug in, munching on our calamari, piece by piece, glancing at one another. In a way, I felt the heat across the bridge of my snout and could see a faint pink spreading over his. No conversation, just sharing the moment with one another. The sound of voices, a female and a male, Owen's mother and father, drifted down the hall. I popped the last piece from my tray into my mouth, then glanced over at the 2 or 3 remaining in his. I didn't want to be rude. I was grateful for what he'd already given me, but before I could finish the thought, he switched trays with me. Oh, you don't have to. It's okay. If you like it, then you can have it. We got plenty more. Okay, you're sure. Thanks, Owen. The orchid gave me a bright smile in return, but I could see his eyes following each bite of calamari as I popped them into my mouth. So, he sat in his seat, glancing towards the doorway out of the dining room. What do you want to do now? We, have the pool, like Mom said, or if you just want to go back up to my room, I could put on another movie, or we could play some of the games I've got if you want to. Or, but maybe something slammed, Foes and Rumble growled, eyes on doorway. Well, what do you want me to do, huh? Loud voices, shoulders, and claws and jaws clenched tight. Think, Oswald Overton. Use that brain you've got in your head and think about what you are doing. Please stop it. That hurts. Oh, poor Ozzy. A few little smacks is the least of what you deserve, idiot. Flint's tight grip on the wrist. Owen. Come on. What's... Please. Desperation and fear took deep breath and let it out as slowly as I could. Just let him pull me up from the table. Why do you have to be this way about it, huh? Why do I have to be this way? Why do you have to be this way? Out into the hall. I'm the one who has to put up with your shit all the goddamn time. Towards the stairs. There's no wonder one of our children is wandering around with a drug addict and the others a half-wild artist. Even after Owen shut his bedroom door, the sound of their voices filtered up indistinct but still loud enough to tighten my jaw and shoulders. Didn't know what to say, didn't know what to do. And Owen, heaving chest, clenching and unclenching fists, glaring eyes locked onto the floor. One day, just one fucking day, when I don't fucking do this. Shaky, breath in, swallow, calm, stay calm, blow out the tension and anxiety. Owen, why? His fist slammed into the wall. Why? Again, the plaster cracking and breaking further. When it was over, he hunched over himself, still breathing hard. His eyes were shut tight and he was cradling his hands against his chest. Thanks to get him to listen. We can tell him to calm down, but I don't think that would be enough. I mean, I think we need to get his attention first, then have him calm down. Leave me alone, please. His voice was strained, shaky, fury, and pain, and saying, Owen, leave me alone, please. His bedroom door swung open. Owen looked towards the wall, hunching back into himself. I looked over to the doorway. Olivia. Owen, he... Rance, I think it's time for you to go home. Come on. Tight throat. Red hot pressure in eyes. Trembling limbs and shoulders knot. Tension, fear, sad. Like a scolded child. I moved to follow Olivia out of the room and leave Owen alone. Neither the female organ nor I said anything as she led me downstairs and out to her car. The white Bachelor complex was silent, the tension stifling. I visited my hands together in my lap, unable to even bring myself to look over at her. When we finally arrived, she glanced at me and then back out the window. Hey, I'm sorry. Opened my mouth to say it was okay, to say I understood, to ask if she and Owen would be okay. After a moment, I just said it. Don't hold it against Owen, okay? I don't. I just... What happened? A deep breath in through flaring nostrils. A slow, gusty sigh out as her grip on the steering wheel tightened. Just business stuff between mom and dad. They don't usually get that into it. She kept her tone flat and her gaze averted as she said that. I'm sorry. I'll try to get Owen to text you later to check in, I guess. Yeah, thanks. With nothing left to be said, I unbuckled my seatbelt and got out of the car. Deep breaths, slow, deep breaths as I watched Olivia drive off, standing there at the gate of the lounge complex, trying to think. One day, just one day, for Owen and I to hang out and have fun together. How had it all suddenly gone so wrong? Hey, this bill adds day 6 of Owen's route to the game. I'm going to pretend it added day 6 of Owen's route just for convenience sake. Yeah, it seems like neither Rex nor Owen can catch a break. That was certainly quite the reveal. Hopefully, the anticipation of what happens next doesn't kill you. Rex and Owen hung out together at Owen's place, where they had fun and decided to get real intimate with each other. And then Owen's parents argued or something. And then Owen got really upset, to say the least. I see you're a wholesome being, just interested in cuddles and affection, I see. Not me, not my place to judge, though. So what do you think of this day? Now that's what I want to hear. Now do me a favor and rate the game. If you haven't, I'm kind of obliged to ask you this, since you like it so much. What do you think of Owen? There's certainly more to him than meets the eye. You've made quite a man quite fond of you. That's a good sign of things to come. I also see you're quite interested in getting the ball rolling between you and Owen. Join Chelly's Patreon to get early access to new bills and other benefits such as guide, commentary, and work in progress art and higher tiers. Just click on the white button on the left to become a patron. Chelly's taking a break for February, so don't worry, he'll release the next public update in March. Anyways, as the public version is currently one day behind the Patreon version. There might be a chance for Chell to focus more quality of life updates this month so that the general experience can be improved. The next update will contain day 2 of Vlad's route. I hope you guys look forward to seeing more of a fellow goth man of culture. After Vlad's Act 1 is finished, it'll be time to work on Connor's Act 1, and then Act 1 for all the routes will be finished. It's kind of exciting to think about, but we're nowhere near done with this VN. We've got a long journey ahead of us. Tell Charlie to get borrowed shoulder bloom out hiatus. It's getting a little lonely. Today's will the house bunch of letters. It's number 18. To have security or to have liberty sometimes is a choice, but that doesn't mean it's something you shouldn't voice. You might be in a situation that's out of your control, so you'll have to put up with it for the time being, but you can still share your struggles with everyone around you. That's just a very human thing we'll have to deal with, so we might as well accept it sooner than later. Before I go, I want to say one more thing about your progress on this route. I'm going to reveal that there are branching paths to this route. This affects what events happen. Based on all the options you've made so far, it's safe to assume that you're... Let's jump to the end like that. I'll do one more time. I'm just in it like that. Well, so we're done with arc 1 for Owen. So it looks like this is going to be a common theme for Vlad and Connor also. We get to know more about them and their issues. I mean, they seem like all cool and confident when you meet them, but once you get to know them, you realize they got a lot of struggles in their life. So, just like with this route and with Camille and with Mr. With Brendan, you're gonna they have their issues. Like Brendan with being an alcoholic, and Camille with his socially conservative father in his religion, and his father not being okay with homosexuality and teaching his son that. And then you got this route, which is finished, Owen. You got parents that argue all the time, and he's kind of autistic. His parents arguing over business stuff. I mean, the daughter told Rex that his mother was kind of difficult to deal with. But again, I don't know if it's the mother or the father or both of them. We got to see the father come in Owen's room. He was really nice. And the mother was actually pretty nice too when she met Owen for the first time. I don't know. So I wonder what issues we're gonna see with Vlad, because his route is coming up next. We're gonna start with day 2 for him, and then actually I don't think we start day 1 for him yet. So I guess we'll do days 1 and 2 for him in the next update. Just start with day 1 and then get to day 2. And then there's still Connor. I mean, I don't know if his will start late this year or maybe, I don't know, I think it's supposed to be a little break. So I guess if there's an update, well, so far each route has 6 days in this first arc, so I guess if, besides a 1-month break, if the people in this game are able to have an update out every month, then by the time we get to Connor's route, it should be late summer, I guess. Late summer months or the fall, if there's no delays. Because I'm really interested about Connor. Seeming all confident and a little snarky, but be honest, at the beginning I thought it was just gonna be 3 characters. Owen and 2. I thought it was gonna be I thought it was gonna be just 2 characters, with Connor and Camille, since both of them are Rex's friends. I didn't think Owen and Vlad and Owen and Vlad would get updates too. I thought it would be just Connor and Camille and Brendan. This is 3 routes, but apparently we're getting Vlad and Owen also. So that's 5 routes. Anyway. Man, that was a sad way to end this arc. But again, that's kind of like how all the routes are going to. That's kind of like how all the routes are going to end with arc 1. You know, sad, and we get to find out what issues the characters are having. But anyway, we got to see Rex and Owen get intimate, and then the parents start arguing, and then it traumatizes Owen to the point that he punched the wall, and that he wants to be left alone. So that's when his sister came in and took Rex home. So it'll probably be a long time till we get back to Owen's route, because we rotate among 5 characters. So it'll probably be at least until maybe next year or the year afterwards until we get back. Yeah, that's kind of like the downside. I mean, 5 routes, and if you got so many, like 5 routes, it's gonna be a long time until one route that you like the most comes back. And Owen is my favorite character right now. Out of the 4 routes we've seen so far, and Brennan is a second one. Camille, I liked him in the beginning, but I don't really like him quite as much now, because he's not into homosexuality. I mean, because his socially conservative and religious father, I don't know, hopefully he'll get better. Alright, so that's all for now. We'll start Vlad's Arc 1 next time. This will be next month in March. So thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.